Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So, the end of the year is coming up, and I just reached 9K. So, as this channel continues to grow, I'm going to do these kind of reminiscing videos every once in a while where we just talk about fun stuff on the channel. So, I want to talk to you guys about how I got my channel name and why I call you guys Exoticals. So, I started off as a die-hard pro-black person. I went to an HBCU. I spent hundreds of hours volunteering in black communities and underprivileged areas. I'm talking hoods, I'm talking where homeless people were and stuff. So I was actually extremely pro black. To the point of self depreciating, and I believed in the one drop rule without realizing it. And so I used to be a follower of all of the Black women empowerment channels. My favorite channel was Chrissy's channel. So I thought that her advice was applicable to everyone. So I was just watching it. I liked watching kind of the celebrity tea videos and stuff and kind of her analysis on Dusties and all that. I never saw myself as ever becoming one of these content creators, but I used to be such a stan of Black women empowerment channels to the point where I would be the one donating money. I would be going on their live streams, like looking at these women's Patreons and stuff like that. And I remember when I was on Chrissy's channel years ago, the women in the comments section had a tendency to attack me, and they would see my profile pic and say things like I don't really count, or that I benefit from colorism, texturism, featureism, or that, I'm not black enough to speak on certain topics, and that colorism in particular is only a topic that dark-skinned, unambiguous women can talk about. In fact, I saw a lot of women on channels like Chrissy's talking about how there should be a separation between unambiguous black women and women who are not unambiguous, and that's why they created that terminology, unambiguous black women. It is specifically catered to women who can never be mistaken for anything other than a monoracial black woman. And so I got told that all the time when I would go on to Black women empowerment spaces. And it actually got so bad over time to the point where people started making fun of me, and they started calling me this dumbass term called exotical. The first time someone called me that, I was like, first of all, what the fuck is an exotical? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I've heard the word exotic, but not exotical. So over there on Chrissy's channel and in the Black women empowerment space, they would use that term exotical because they were trying to mimic the stupidity of black men who were colorists and be like, oh yeah, she's an exotical. She's exotical, so I want to date her. They were trying to say it like that. And so it got to the point where when I would go on there, people kept calling me that term exotical, like, oh, here come these exoticals trying to talk about things, so I eventually got tired of it. And I remember there was one stream, it was either a stream or a video that Chrissy did where she actually kind of started to address this talking point, and she actually started to gradually come against women who had my phenotype and women who were mixed race and stuff. And I even remember Chrissy specifically saying, no one is stopping light-skinned women from having their own platform. Like, I've never been against that. I'm not against light-skinned women having their own platform. And, she was kind of almost flexing the fact that unambiguous women now have their own space, and that, people like me can't encroach upon it and can't try to take over or replace them or usurp the conversation or kind of deflect onto myself, because I will admit that when I was just a subscriber on YouTube, I did have the tendency to go on YouTube videos, and if I saw that they were saying things that were incorrect about MLS women or things that were kind of against us, I would try to kind of stand up for myself in their comment section and almost use their comment section as a way to get my point across. And so sometimes content creators or the people who were like subscribers of that creator, they would be like, what are you doing? Like, just get off this channel. Like, if you don't like the talking points, then make your own community. So finally, I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, if they keep on saying that none of us are black, and that if you're not unambiguous, then like you don't fit in their spaces, well, guess what? If I'm an exotical, then I'm going to take all the exoticals with me. That includes your precious dark-skinned exoticals who you like to pretend don't exist. Because that was one thing that I always noticed about Black women empowerment channels. They never addressed dark-skinned exoticals in particular. And so I started searching on YouTube and trying to find videos about this terminology, exotical, and I didn't find any. So eventually I was like, you know what? Since nobody wants me over here in this community, and since I'm so annoying and such a nuisance and constantly derailing the conversations, I'm going to do what you say. You say to get out of your spaces and to create our own spaces and, let mixed women compete with each other. They need to stop trying to compete with us, blah, blah, blah. They're just trying to outshine us and all this other bull crap. I was like, fine. I am going to create my own channel. And guess what? I'm taking all of these other quote unquote exoticals. So all of the women who are not unambiguous dark skinned monoracial black women, they're all coming with me then. And so then I changed my YouTube account name to Exoticals United. And I started a channel. So, well, I actually didn't start a channel. I made one revenge video. Actually, I made like 2 revenge videos where I was just mad and kind of ranting. And I was like, yeah, my channel is definitely, this account is definitely going to get deleted. But my account did not get deleted. One of the videos got removed, though, by YouTube. And I noticed that some of you guys started coming on and commenting and actually agreeing with me. So then I started casually creating other videos like, yeah, like this is a good point. And I started basing my videos off of you guys' comments, which I still do to this day, by the way. I love doing that. I love when you guys comment because it always reminds me of something I need to make a video about. So your comments are like super helpful. But people started commenting, and then I kept making more videos based on you guys' comments. And before I knew it, I had like 50 subscribers and then like 100 subscribers. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually becoming a channel. So I tried to desperately throw together some sort of banner and some sort of like, description of this channel that it was becoming, and then the rest is history. So yeah, that's how I got my name Exoticals United. I got the name exotical because that is a terminology that unambiguous women used to make fun of me. So just like how they take back the N-word and they took it as something that was used as a slur to degrade them, and they turned it into something where they use it however they want to. That's what I did with the term exotical. So I was taking these black methods of doing things, kind of taking back words that were used against you and turning them into some sort of term of endearment, or saying, nope, I can use the N-word however I want to use it, or nope, I can use the term exotical however I want to use it, and not allowing others to police your identity and to police your culture. That's something I learned from the black community. They didn't allow me to come in there and police their shit. They said, nope, this is our standard. This is what we believe an unambiguous, dark-skinned, monoracial black woman looks like. This is who this channel is for. This is what we're doing in this community. If you don't like it, get out. And they were very bold about it. And so that's where I got my, that's how this channel was born. That's how the name was born. And the United part was because I felt like they were pushing so many people in and out of the black community to where I was like, well, if you want to start this whole separation, then you have damn near pushed out about 50% of people who are claiming to be African American. You're pushing out every single biracial person, every single multiracial person, every single multi-generationally mixed person. You're pushing out even the people who are majority African, like 80% African, 90% African, but for whatever reason, they happen to look mixed or they happen to look like how I look. And I remember they would always say on those channels, like, oh, I know there are exceptions, but exceptions don't make the rule. So basically, if you're a light-skinned black woman, those channels are not for you, is kind of what they were implying. Like, you're just the exception. So basically, you don't have a voice here because this is not for the exceptions. So that's where I got the term united, because I was like, okay, then my channel is actually going to be the diverse one then, not yours, because your channel is really only for like unambiguous monoracial women who they don't pass for anything else, for lack of better words, or like people don't ask them questions like, what are you mixed with or whatever, or why do your parents look like that? They don't have to deal with stuff like that. So yeah, that's how this channel was born, and that's where I got my name from. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.